morning. Today I'm going to read a book to you guys. And my name is Marjorie. The name of the book is Hazel's Amazing Mother. Can you see that? This is Hazel and this is Hazel's mother. And then we're going to learn who that is, okay? Hazel's mother gave Hazel a nickel and a kiss and said, "Buy something nice for our picnic." "I will," said Hazel, and she wheeled Eleanor's carriage down the street. There's Hazel's mother, Hazel, and the carriage. And I think that might be Eleanor in the carriage. Hazel stopped to help the mailman. "I see Eleanor has new shoes," said the mailman. "My mother made them," said Hazel. Eleanor's shoes were sky blue silk. There's the mailman. There's Hazel. And then there's the carriage. I don't know, can you see Eleanor inside the carriage? And then if you look real close, you can see the blue shoes. "Good morning," said the policeman. "I see Eleanor has a new dress." "My mother made it," said Hazel. Eleanor's dress was calico with French lace trim. There's the policeman. There's Hazel. And can you see the carriage with Eleanor in it? You can maybe see her shoes and a little bit of her dress. "Such a pretty doll," said the baker. "My mother made her," said Hazel. The baker gave Hazel a buttercream rose. There's the baker. There's the cake. More cakes and goodies over here. There's Hazel. There's the carriage. And can you see Eleanor? Hazel bought 2 cookies from the baker, one for herself and one for Eleanor. But since Eleanor couldn't open her mouth, Hazel ate them both. Can you see Hazel? Can you see the cookie she has? And here's the carriage. And can you see on top of Eleanor, there's another cookie. But Eleanor can't eat that cookie. With her last 3 pennies, she bought some grapes from the fruit lady and a piece of toast with jam from the jelly man. "Can you find your way home, little girl?" asked the fruit lady. "Oh, yes," said Hazel. There's the fruit lady. She's got some grapes in her hands. There's the carriage, Hazel, and there's the jelly man. But at the next corner, Hazel made a wrong turn. Hazel's in town, but she made a wrong turn. After that, she took another wrong turn and another. Look where she's at now. There's Hazel, there's the carriage, and Eleanor. Until she found herself on a lonely hilltop in a part of town where she had never been before. Hazel, Eleanor, the carriage, and on a hill. What's that up there? Is that a ball? Is that a soccer ball? "Don't worry, Eleanor," said Hazel. "We'll find our way back. Just then a boy's voice rang out, "Hey, Doris, somebody's stealing our ball." Can you see that? There's Hazel, and look where the ball is. The ball's inside the carriage, and that's one of the boys. In a flash, Hazel was surrounded. "What should we do, Doris?" asked the other boy. "If she's going to play with our ball," said Doris, "we'll play with her doll." There's Hazel. Look, there's Eleanor, the doll. I think that's Doris, and there's the two boys. And they've got the soccer ball. Eleanor was tossed from hand to hand. Off came her blue silk shoes. "Stop!" Hazel shouted. Can you see that? There's Hazel, Doris, the boys, and look where Eleanor is. Can you see the little blue shoes are flying off her feet? Higher and farther they threw her. Off came her calico dress. Out came her stuffing. "No," pled Hazel, but she was powerless to stop them. Can you see that? Doris, the boys, Eleanor, and look, that's Hazel. There's Eleanor. Her dress came off. When they had finished with her, Eleanor was little more than a rag. "Eleanor, my Eleanor," said Hazel. "Let's ride the carriage down the hill," said Doris. Look, Hazel, there's Eleanor. Look at Eleanor. There's the carriage. There's Doris and the boys. And look at that. The sky is turning dark. Hazel rocked poor, ruined Eleanor in her arms. She heard the carriage splash into the pond at the bottom of the hill. "Oh, Mother," she cried. "Mother, I need you." There's Hazel. There's the soccer ball and Eleanor. And look at the sky. At that moment, on the other side of town, Hazel's mother was packing the tomatoes for their picnic. Something told her Hazel needed her. A drop of rain fell, then it began to pour, and a great wind sprang up. Look, Eleanor's mother, you see the picnic basket and the tomatoes, and look, there's a picnic blanket and a wall. Look at that sky. It blew the blanket over the garden wall. Hazel's mother caught hold of it, but the wind was so strong. Look at that. Hazel's mother with a picnic basket. You see the picnic blanket and the tomatoes? Is that the garden wall? And look at the sky. That it swept the blanket, Hazel's mother, the picnic basket, and a dozen tomatoes over the treetops, as if they were no heavier than the blowing leaves. Look at that. There's the blanket. Hazel's mother's inside with a picnic basket, a tomato. Look at the sky. And look, there are the trees. Look how far above the tree the blankets are. The blanket is. The blanket filled with air, ballooned out and sailed over town. Look at that, the town. There's the blanket. Is that lightning maybe? And look how dark the skies are. And it's blowing over town. At last, it lodged in the very tree where Hazel was sheltered from the rain. Doris and the boys were about to run home when Hazel's mother's voice boomed out from overhead. Wait just a minute. Look at that. There's a tree. Look, and there's a blanket in the tree. And look at that. Are those the boys and Doris and the ball? Is that Hazel? Look at how dark the sky is. A tomato hit Doris smack between the eyes. Don't make a move without fixing Eleanor, Hazel's mother roared. Who are you? Doris squealed. It's my mother, said Hazel. There's Doris. Look at that. A tomato hit her smack between the eyes. Hazel, the ball, and the blanket. And look how dark the skies are. Find Eleanor's dress and shoes, rumbled Hazel's mother. Restuff her and sew her up as good as new. Hazel's mother tossed her pocket sewing kit down to Doris. It was followed by 3 more tomatoes. Can you see that? Right there is the pocket sewing kit. And look, 3 tomatoes came down. There's the blanket, and there's Hazel. And look, the sky is still dark. The boys quivered like jello. It was all Doris's fault, they yelled. Hazel's mother laughed thunderously. Ha ha! Fish the carriage out of the pond and clean it up, she told them. Can you see Hazel's mother in the tree with the blanket? Looks like another tomato's falling, and there are the boys. And if you look really close, I think that might be Eleanor's shoe. The boys scrubbed feverishly. Doris sewed like a machine. Above them, the sun came out and the clouds slipped away. Doris is sewing, and there are the boys polishing the carriage. And look, Hazel's mother's still in the tree. Eleanor's carriage worked without a squeak. Eleanor was perfect except for her eyes, which Doris could not find in the grass. The moment Doris and the boys left, Hazel's mother dropped to the ground. Can you see the sky? The sky is much clearer. And look, Hazel's mother dropped to the ground. There's Hazel, there's the carriage. Can you look real closely and look at Eleanor's face? Can you see the nose and the mouth and the ears, but no eyes? Hazel's mother found the eyes and sewed them back on while Hazel ate a sandwich. Oh, mother, said Hazel, how did you do it? It must have been the power of love, said Hazel's mother. Do you see Hazel's mother? She's trying to sew back the eyes onto Eleanor. Look at the picnic. all of the stuff on the blanket. Look at the sky, and you see Hazel eating a sandwich. Then they packed up and went home. Hazel took two ladyfingers, one for herself and one for Eleanor. But since Eleanor couldn't open her mouth, Hazel ate them both. There's Hazel. There's Eleanor. Can you see the ladyfinger in Hazel's mouth? There's Hazel's mom. And can you see the other ladyfinger lying there on top of Eleanor? Did Eleanor get to eat them? Nope. Hazel ate them. The end. This was Hazel's Amazing Mother by Rosemary Wells.